be data-driven in your approach, to have the technical understanding of how a model derived its answer, those will become more valuable skills in the future. So you can use ChatGPT or another model to help you with this, right? Like in a world where AI is going to help you accelerate your work in these areas, what you're going to have to do is actually less tech and more talk. Like you're going to need to communicate these. That's why getting in one-on-one conversations with people is critical. The first thing I ask people, I usually can check for functional, like if I'm hiring, I hired over 2,000 data analysts and data scientists at Amazon. And in those interviews, the first thing, of course, I would go and see, like, have you done this before? What's your previous experience? Here's one thing I always looked for was a GitHub repo. Like, do you have a GitHub account? Are you connected to repositories? Have you done, you don't have to build a repo. I personally go in and I look for projects that are like the work I want to do, and I fork them and rebuild them myself. This is how I learned Alexa. I forked 7 repos that were on natural language processing, and I rebuilt what they did for myself, and then I started building on my own. Are you doing that? Like that's how do you demonstrate functional expertise in a world where they're going to use AI to evaluate you? The a GitHub repo with forked repositories you've rebuilt is great. And the reason why is because as soon as you rebuild that project, you now can talk about it. You can go, oh my gosh, I remember when this one thing went wrong. Oh, and it took me 14 minutes to figure out the package in Python was old and I had to update it. Like you didn't have to build it. Just implementing someone else's work is going to teach you how, the details enough to have a conversation about it. So I would first look for GitHub repos. The second skill I would ask for, though, is behavioral interviewing. And this is how Amazon and Microsoft interview all of their candidates, is through behavioral interviewing. They use what's called the STAR method. And the questions are typically, tell me about a time when you X. If you've never X'd, like you're going to be in trouble. And so GitHub provides you the ability to go and get experience for free. The other thing, that's why I tell people to go build applications for local companies. Even if
Mhm.
they never use it, even if you never present it, build it, create the
Mhm.
requirements doc, develop a functional specification, right? Like
Mhm.
build the end-to-end solution
Mhm.
and do it when no one's watching, because that's going to fuel you when you're in a conversation. And I ask you, tell me about a time when you built something like this. Tell me about a time
Mhm.
when things didn't work out. Tell me about a time when you couldn't meet the expectations of your stakeholders. You'll
Mhm.
have something to say because that's how
Mhm.
they're going to evaluate you. At the end of the day, every single job you get, you're going to get because you're talking to a human, not because you built something 2 years ago or last month. Like that's going to get you in the door, but you
Mhm.
get the job and you negotiate the salary based on your ability to communicate your value. And so I can't stress that enough.
Wow. What you just said is like the basic building block for Mom Relaunch as a program. All we
Right?
focus on is on the real projects. That's last 7 years, that's what you have been doing. Anything you do there, everything that you see in Mom Relaunch has been built by moms for the moms. So that's what, and they talk about that on the projects and they talk about everything and no fake projects, basically.
Yeah. For those of you who wanted to see it, because I didn't say what it was, but that's what they're
Mhm.
asking, right? What was the situation? What task did you have to do? What actions did you specifically take? And what were your results? Most people,
Mhm.
when they start talking in an interview, they never tell this whole story. They'll get caught in the beginning. They never get to the results. So when you kind of think about your experience that you're building in these projects that you do, like think about it this way. How do I set it up so that when I talk about this, it's results driven? It's super powerful and most people don't do a very good